What's going on, guys? This is your girl Angie T coming to you guys from Body Dance and Fitness. I do have Simone here with me. She is with the Boss Chick dance crew, and we're actually getting ready to do a twerk shop, right?
Yes.
I'm super excited about that. So, just to kick it off, what has been the response for the twerk shop?
Always a very good response. Women are always so excited about it, always a little bit nervous, but mostly people are just very excited about coming in and learning how to twerk or just doing twerk routines.
That's cool. Okay, so I just want to take it back a little bit now. You've been doing this for 24 years, right?
I've been dancing, studying dance for about 20, I think it's a little bit more than that now. I started when I was 6. I want to give my age away. 26 years.
Oh, 26.
But I've been studying dance. I started in ballet, tap, and jazz, and then later on I went into hip hop and contemporary dance.
So it was just naturally born in you, like this is something you knew for sure you wanted to do.
Oh yeah.
And so you're originally from England?
Yes, I was born in England, but I was raised in Miami, Florida.
Oh, okay. So how much time did you spend in England?
Just 2 years. I was still a baby.
Okay, it's enough to claim it.
Yes.
It's enough.
I have the citizenship, so that's the biggest claim.
I know that's right. Do you have family still
Yes,
there?
I still have family there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're going to get back to England in a little bit. So you moved to Miami, and that is where you were raised, and
started dancing.
So how did you end up in New York?
I ended up going to New York to get my master's in dance from NYU. So I relocated from Miami to New York to get my master's.
Okay. Now, question: did you see a difference in the types of dance when you were from Miami to New York?
Not too much in terms of concert dance. We, ballet, contemporary dance were the main forms of dance that I was studying at the time, and they have a lot of that. Even more, the dance industry in New York is even bigger, way bigger than the industry in Miami.
Do you feel bigger as in over exaggerated, or just
definitely yes?
Okay. Okay.
It's a little bit. There's that much more competition. It's like the capital of dance in the U.S. So it's much more competition there.
Interesting. So have you ever considered going up there, or do you like the Miami scene? And
I think I'm done with New York for now.
Okay.
I can't see myself living there long term. I was there for 5 years, and then back in Miami. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be based in Miami from now on.
Interesting. So I was picking between living in New York and Las Vegas, and the reason I picked Vegas is because it never snows, right?
Yes.
So
the weather.
So petty, exactly, the weather. So how was it living there and pursuing dances? Was it easy for you to make connections, or is it hard to get in?
I think it was. I've definitely learned a lot living in New York City. It was a big shift from coming from Miami. Again, the industry and the dance scene is much bigger in New York, so it can be a little bit intimidating. But I made great connections when I was in school, when I was in grad school there, and you just pretty much have to be a go-getter when it comes to dance. It's not easy. No one's going to give you any handouts. You really have to build your own, build your own resume, build your own connections as much as you can, and make it work. It's a struggle. It's not
make
easy.
It do what it do.
Yeah, it's not easy.
I heard that. So speaking of networks, how did you meet your team? So you on the website you have pictures of 3-4 other ladies. How did that come about?
Those are they actually all started out as taking the class, the Boss Chick Dance Workout class. And
you
then,
never know. Angie T might be in that thing coming to you guys soon.
You never know. But yeah, they started off as students taking the class, and then they showed interest in becoming instructors. And so then they started. Most of those women are from Miami. There's a few that we did a photo shoot in New York. My head instructors in New York. But most of the women are from Miami.
So you can't get rid of New York. You have
exactly. I know.
All
yeah,
over.
I have ties there. I'm always there.
That is so cool. So, do you you give the certifications? You do the classes and stuff for that as well?
Yes.
So, at what point were you like, okay, well, maybe I should start certifying? Like, how did that come about?
Right. Okay. So initially, it was just giving the classes, and then I started to get. Within the first year, a lot of interest in, is there a certification for this? How do I teach this? How do I go about bringing this to my gym or to my dance studio? So I had to do a little bit of research to figure out how I would be able to certify other instructors. And I discovered that I would have to get the program certified by American Council on Exercise or any other fitness certifying organization.
The actual twerk shop class?
The actual Boss Chick dance workout program.
Oh, the Boss Chick okay, got you.
Right. And so I had to get that program certified by a certifying agency. And then I was able to start giving certifications.
I like that. So you just passing out certifications, all making it rain with certifications. So just to be clear, even if someone gets a certification from you, they don't have to be affiliated with the Boss Chick group, or they do?
They do. So they're getting a certificate to be a Boss Chick dance workout instructors to teach our program in their gym, in a studio that they rent out, wherever they want, however they want to pursue that.
So that's all under your umbrella. So are you acting as like the mentor, or just like call if you need help, but I taught you, so go on.
Oh, okay. So basically, after they're certified, they join our instructor portal, which is how we submit continuing education materials to help them grow their business as Boss Chick dance workout instructors. We give them routines, we send the choreographies to them, we give them marketing materials. So we kind of give them like a little business in a box every month to help build their businesses. So they're not completely on their own after they get certified. It's like, now what?
Exactly. You know, I feel like that is extremely important to continue to learn about your craft, even depending on, it doesn't depend really how long you've been doing it, because it's always something new. It's always something new to learn and things like that. So I think that's a good deal with you guys. So that's something to look forward to. So, and that was actually one of my questions. Do you still train and everything? So I guess.
Yes, I try to as much as I can when I have free time, which my schedule is pretty hectic with, you know, just everything Boss Chick dance workout. But when I do have free time, I do love to dance some more and take
I know,
other
right?
dance
I was getting ready to say, how is your training? Because I feel like I train every morning before I go to work. If that's I have a twerk shop every
I twerk every morning. You know, I always say it's funny, like if someone set up a camera in my where I live in my home, that they would be like, this girl is obsessed with dancing. Like I'm always dancing, like dancing around the house, like always just dance. Like I'm never, you know.
Yeah. So speaking of dance, different forms of dancing, which one would you say is like closer to you? That's your baby go-to?
My absolute favorite, this might come as a surprise, but I started off in ballet. So ballet is my...
I was thinking that. I swear to God I was thinking that. I can see you twirling. I can see it.
Maybe it's the little bun I have on top of today. Yeah, but that's my absolute favorite. It was my very first passion, and it still is my favorite form of dance to teach and to take, to go into a class.
Interesting. Have you ever thought about like mixing the two?
Oh,
I would totally sign up for that class. I'm just
ballet and twerk mixed together.
Yes.
That might be interesting. If I could figure it out, it might be a hit. If I could.
It's in times where you feel like, okay, what am I doing?
Every day?
What is going on?
No.
I feel like every week I'm like, okay, what's going on? You just kind of take inventory. So what has been your experience with that?
Starting a business, I mean, in general, it's a very scary and very daunting all the time. I think there's always different periods, no matter how far into the business you are. There's always periods of time that you're like anxious or fearful or just nervous about the future. I think that's normal for any entrepreneur. That feeling is always there, as the business grows and develops. But I think it's really just about, or what one of the things I've learned is just about, taking it day by day.
Literally. Yeah,
rather than trying to jump too far into the future, even with, just having your visions of how you want your business to be and what you want your life to be. Sometimes we're too, focused on 10 years from now rather than just today, and what do I need to do tomorrow, what I need to do next week and next month, and then just
work and build on that.
Exactly, just small goals towards your bigger goals.
All right, I try to do that, but like I said, some days I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
And then another thing is that also helps on those days when you're having doubts and you're just I guess just doubtful or fearful about what's going to happen, is one thing I've learned is always just to go back to the why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to do this? Why is this important to you? And just kind of hold on to that as kind of your motivation during those times when things are hard.
Yeah, when it feels like it's all falling apart.
Yes.
And everyone hates you.
Exactly.
All right, so let's get into the tour.
Okay.
So is this your first tour, first off?
No, this is the second tour.
Okay, is this the first tour for the twerk shop, or?
No, this is the second one.
Oh, okay, so the first tour you did was the twerk shop.
Shops also.
I'm assuming it was perceived very well. You got a
Yes.
good reaction, so you just wanted to go at it again.
Yes, we actually sold out in every city.
Okay.
We did 21 cities last year, and we sold out in every city.
Well, what are some of those cities? Shout them
Oh
out.
my goodness. Okay, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Atlanta.
Oh, man.
London.
Hey, I knew she was
Istanbul.
staying in contact with y'all. I knew it.
Yes, always come back home. Istanbul, Toronto, Columbia, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Simone's making booty shakes all over the country. Oh, man, you just got to love it. I was listening to you talk. You was talking to another instructor here on the response and reactions from women. Some women are kind of like, I want to, but I need somebody else to come do this with me. So if I'm shamed for it, I did it with somebody else.
Right.
Is that standard for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about the program is that it brings women together. Like you'll see in the Facebook comments, oh, I haven't seen you in so long. Let's get together. Let's get our group together and go and do this class together. I love that it brings women together on more than one front. But there's also sometimes in there this kind of connotation of twerking being ratchet and raunchy and nasty, and it's definitely once you experience the class you realize that that's not the focus at all. It's a ladies only class for that reason, that there's no male view, there's no male gaze in the class, there's no male energy in the class. So it's completely about body confidence, body expression, feeling good, having this 60 minutes or 90 minutes to yourself to let loose and feel free.
Yes.
And just about loving your body. That's what it's really about. The twerking is in there. Yeah, that's the form of movement we use. But it's really about just women feeling empowered in their own bodies and, being able to use it in that kind of way without that negative stigma attached to it.
Yeah, just kind of like I look at it as a space where, like I said, in the morning when I'm getting dressed or whatever, this morning, as a matter of fact, you just kind of let loose and you break free and you dance, and that is kind of like what this space is.
Right.
And you just gaining a couple extra moves. You never know. You go home and your boo's like, oh, where you learn that from?
Exactly.
Workshop when she come back in town.
And you burn calories. Well, you got lots of them. So.
Right, that is so awesome. On the women empowerment part, how the reactions you get from women and kind of on the fence when they first come here, but then they absolutely love it and wish that you did it every week.
Right.
I think that is awesome. I look forward to the class to get that same reaction from some of these people because that's important.
Right.
It's so much pressure on being a woman.
Absolutely.
It's nice to have a space to be ratchet.
Right. If you want to be.
If you want to be.
Yes.
You can twerk class with class. But if you want to just let it loose for a second. Exactly. This is the class for you.
Yes, this is it.
So as far as the classes go in these big cities, what are what's some of the biggest classes you've done thus far on your tour?
I've had up to, I think, 90 women in a class at a time. It's called 90 or 100 women in a class at a time.
Oh,
so the classes get pretty big. Over 100, it's a little too much.
Yeah.
Just in terms of people being able to move freely, to hear me, to see me. So usually we try to cap it at between 80 and 100.
Oh, that's cool. So what stop is Vegas in your tour?
Oh my goodness.
How many classes have you done thus far?
This is number 11.
Oh.
And I started in January, so this is city number 11.
And where's your next stop?
Next week is Denver, and then the week after is Italy.
Y'all twerking in Denver?
It will be next week for the first time.
Oh, that's your first stop?
That's first time in Denver.
Oh, okay. I'm impressed. Kudos to you, Denver. I know that's right. Keep it going. Keep it going. Oh, what's that everyday routine look like for you?
Okay. So I wake up in the morning, and usually I try to get my workout in first to start off my day. I think it's always important for women, I mean, for people in general, but especially for women, to get our time in the middle, in the first thing in the day, because then it's everybody else's time.
No,
you know,
seriously.
especially if you have a family, if you have kids. I don't, but still, I even feel like that, and I don't have a family and kids yet.
Agreed.
So I try to get my workout in the beginning of the day, and then I start my work for Boss Chick, my administrative work, creating work. I spend a lot of time in the studio, creating routines, creating different drills. Improving on the format, try to fit eating in there somewhere.
Squeeze in a meal or two.
Squeeze in a few meals. And then I teach my own classes in Miami in the evenings.
Oh, okay. Whoa. So you're constantly, so wait, you practice in the morning, you work on a different workout, different format, and then you teach it late on that. So you're constantly
moving.
Quick question. So since this is a twerk shop, you want to make sure your butt is in like good shape, right? Because you're taking
Not
that.
necessarily.
Well, you're taking it across the country. You got to make sure.
Oh, me personally,
Yeah.
yes, I do need.
So what's your go-to exercise to make sure that it's where it should be?
I have a whole, it's very interesting that you said because it's true. I have to make sure it's like, looking decent. But I have a series of glute exercises that I do on a weekly basis.
Okay.
Focusing on just that. I do other strength training exercises with weights, but I do a lot of heavy lifting also for this area because it's a very difficult area to build muscle. So you have
Interesting you say that. How long would you say, right? Because I started doing squats last week, and I feel like
I'm ready to go.
I feel like how much more?
It really is one of the toughest muscles to build. So you have to be very consistent, and you have to have a very certain, I would say, strict regimen with what you're doing with those muscles, and be consistent in that. So it takes a while.
So consistent. Are we talking 2-3 times a week? Every day?
It depends. It depends on how quickly you want to reach your goal. You should always definitely have a rest day. I would never say do anything 7 days a week.
Right.
Your mind needs to rest, your body needs to rest, so make sure you squeeze in a rest day in there. And I do heavy lifting about 4 times a week on top of teaching the cardio dance classes and everything. And that works, okay for me. But it really depends on the person and the goals and their bodies, because everyone's different. So, but I would say at least 3 times a week, I would recommend. Generally
work on the booty area. One thing that a coworker of mine told me about, every time she uses the bathroom, she does 25 squats.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? Ain't it? I was like, okay. I think I'm going to retry it, because I tried it and then, I don't know, it just kind of slipped away. And then I'm going to try it again. And then when we get finished this interview, I want you to look at my booty and tell me how often you think I should work on it.
Okay, I can do that.
And then we're going to wrap it up like that. So, all right. So, the culture of dance. So, you mentioned the reactions have been good, but some people confuse twerking with like pole dancing, strippers, and stuff like that. How do you differentiate that for those people who? Because I mentioned this class to an older gentleman. I was like, hey, you should bring your wife. He was like, nah, there's an age limit on that. And I don't feel like there's an age limit on booty. Everybody, I don't care who you are, how long you've been married, you want to see your wife's, you want to see that move. I'm just saying.
Oh, we have women of, a complete range of women from 18 to like women in their 60s that take our class, either on a weekly basis or that come into our twerk shops when we're on tour. So it definitely is a class for women of all ages. Yeah. Of course, you have, in any fitness class, you just have to be careful and do what you can do, what your body can do. Everyone has different knee situations, different injuries, or, different physical history. So of course you just have to be mindful of that when you take the class. Right. But it really is something that all women of all ages can do. It's not pole dancing. Right. So it's more. You
may be able to use some moves
on the pole.
With the pole, but it's not pole dancing.
It's a full body workout. And that's one of the, the interesting feedback that we get after class, people are always surprised, like, wow, this is an actual workout. It's designed to be a full body workout. So you're going to learn the twerk techniques and all the twerk drills and everything to do with twerking, but you're going to be building and toning and sweating.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Which, by the way, as a side note, do not think that even if it was pole dancing, that is an easy task. Okay,
absolutely.
That will
requires
give you
a lot of upper body strength.
That give you a reality check. Like, I ain't as strong as I thought I could be.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, sheesh, you got to pull your whole body. Like, so I'll stick with twerking. We're on the ground.
Yes.
I don't have to pull and lift nothing. That is okay with me. So speaking of which, twerk parties. So you perform that. Do you do the twerk parties like in Vegas? Since you got here yesterday, if I was to have a twerk party, do you try to squeeze that in the tour, or you just do that for Miami?
So we have like 3 headquarter cities where we have. I mean, well, basically they can be offered in twerk parties can be done in any city that we have a certified Boss Chick dance workout instructor.
Oh, okay. Oh,
so it's just another. It's kind of like a private class that they do in the event someone's having a bachelorette party, a divorce party, any kind of a birthday party,
right?
And they just want to get like maybe 10 or so of their friends together and do a class. So we do offer that. It's a 2-hour class instead of 1 hour, and it's twerk and it's chair dance mixed together.
Oh, spicing it up. I like that.
Yes. So it gets a little bit extra than a normal class, and those are our twerk parties. So if someone sees that I'm going to be in their city and they want to do one, I can arrange it that way. But normally our headquarters cities where we offer twerk parties most regularly are Miami, New York City, and Philadelphia.
Cool. I was just about to ask you, is there anyone that does twerk parties in Vegas?
Not yet,
Not
but
yet.
we have some instructors getting certified today, so
Really?
there will be, yes.
Well, I need to get their card because I'm all for it. I have family that comes there all the time. Vegas is always the travel. Everybody wants to come. So when my girls come, that would be something fun to do.
Yeah.
In a chair dance, you get a take-home gift.
Exactly.
That is awesome. So in your training, do you offer the different types of dance, or is it just like... how does that?
So the workout itself, the Boss Chick dance workout is a fusion of hip hop, dancehall, Afrobeats, and twerk combined all together. So it's a fusion of those 4 styles of dance.
Okay.
And that's with our, that's what we offer in our stage 1 and our stage 2 certifications. I am working on building a program that's chair dance and heel. With some heel work into it, but that's coming next year. So
that's next
in the
level.
works.
I love it. I love it.
It's in the works.
Okay. Well, I see here you have 2 dance companies.
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
When
All right.
I was living in New York City, I started right out of grad school. I started my own dance company, Simone Sober's Dance, which is a contemporary dance company, or was, and we. Also ladies only. I'm very big on ladies only. I've always been since I was in undergrad, just very pro women. So that company was also ladies only, and we traveled to different cities around the world performing concert dance, contemporary and modern dance.
All right.
And then the second company, I started with a partner, G.R. Godley, and it was a duo, so we were a duet. And same idea, we would travel around the country and around the world, actually. Performing concert dance also.
What is the most interesting thing you've witnessed or saw doing these tours?
Those workshop tours?
Yes.
The most interesting thing. I think it's just, every city, the women are different. Women, even just, within a city, women are different. But the energy is different, always walking into a class in different cities. So I think that's what's exciting is you never know how turned up it's going to get.
Right. Has there been a time where you're surprised, like, I did not expect this out of you?
Yes. I think that Chicago was the first city that I went to that I was like, oh my goodness, they're all about this. They were just like absolutely crazy about it. And the energy in the room was just like up to here. I was so thankful I was with one of my master trainers, Deborah, so she was co-teaching with me because it's so much energy to deal with, as one person teaching, but it's amazing. But yeah, I think that's just like the most interesting thing from city to city is just kind of feeling out the energy of, what is it going to be like? It's going to be like a crazy, which usually it is that. But sometimes the women are like a little bit more timid in the beginning. And then by the end of the class, they're like,
they want to do more.
Yes.
More and more of it.
And I love to see that actually, like even on an individual basis, because the classes are pretty big, but even just seeing like, one person who starts off, maybe in the the back of the class or the middle of the class, and I could see them from the mirror that they're like a little bit nervous, and then
like
by the end of the
everybody
class,
else,
right? Yes.
Light twerk.
Yes.
See.
And then by the end of the class, when we're going across the floor, they just completely have like their whole energy and like spirit has just like completely like opened up into something else, and that's just like. That's amazing.
That is. Just hearing it just makes me happy. Yeah. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. So before we wrap it up, I just want to ask you a question. Take a second, think about it. What is your why? Now, we talked about the struggle and, getting through it from day to day, literally. It's, it's a constant fight. And I'm finding that, like, literally every day, it's like you have to gear up because you don't know how this day is going to go.
Right.
So what is your why that keeps you going and keeps wanting to not only empower women, but stay motivated yourself?
Right.
How do you do that?
So I guess my why for sure is that I want to change to have an impact on women on a global level. That was my like initial big kind of why. And then I wanted to use dance and fitness, my two passions, to do that. And the why behind that is that I believe that, a confident woman is unstoppable. There's nothing that she can't do.
Get some of that. Get some of that.
Right. I mean, if you think about it, it's like a woman who's confident in herself. It's, there's nothing she won't go after. She won't be afraid to pursue her own dreams. She won't be afraid to stick up for what's right for her. She won't be afraid to speak up about injustice. I mean, it goes, with so many different ways. And I think the way to get a woman to that point of being so self-confident is through building body confidence in not a specific body type, but just creating the best version of you and you being strong and secure in that. Then you can take that energy and that that empowerment and take it into your workplace and take it into your household and take it into your apply it to your dreams in every other area. So it's
and even some other people kind of pick up on that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, people will feel that energy and you're like, what is she doing? Where'd that come from? But I think it starts with being strong and confident within your own personal body. So I try to use the Boss Chick dance workout to give that start, that that spark for women to build confidence in that way, so they can take that and feel confident about doing anything.
Yeah. That is so awesome, and I'm excited and inspired. I need to do some squats and get ready. I want to do it before the class in 30 minutes.
No, don't do anything before the class. You're going to need all your energy.
I know. So before I let you go, go ahead and I know you're selling T-shirts as well, Bad and Bougie.
Yeah, we have a line of T-shirts as well that I designed and some of them co-designed. But that's available in our Boss Chick boutique. But you can find everything about us on our website, bosschickdanceworkout.com. You can follow us on Instagram, Boss Chick Dance Workout. Everything always spelled normally, Boss Chick Dance Workout. We have a few different ways to stay in touch, but those are the two main ones.
Okay, all right. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time and interviewing with me.
Thank you for having me.
This was a delight, and I look forward to the class. I'll have little snippets of the class here, so you guys stay tuned. It's Angie T, signing out. Workout. I am so tired, exhausted, drained. I just want to get a couple reactions from the ladies. How do you feel about the class? Catch your breath.
I mean,
I know.
It was really, really fun. It really was a great workout. And it was also just fun because it was a whole bunch of women. It was different sizes, different colors, different shapes, and all that stuff. I feel good.
You feel real good. Confident? You ready to show them?
See that tattoo inside? I must not lie. I feel good.
Okay. Awesome. I know where you great workout with a lot.
And I see my ass back.
Hold on.
Love it. Her husband's gonna be really happy.
I know that's right. That's right. So if I'm going to